am your DM, Starwind, and I am taking Dancing Lights through another wonderful, wonderful, peaceful downtime session in the lands of Timor Kingdom. Joining us, we have people. Say hi, people.
No. Hello, people.
We got Zareth, the half-elf assassin rogue.
Evening, guys.
Borden, the dwarven cleric of Kazia.
Hello.
We got Insidaria, the divine warlock of Illumina.
Hello, hello.
And today we are missing Lucilin, who is out, and Oscar, who is out. But last session we had our Jubilee holiday as a group got to celebrate more downtime and to hear the roaring of a familiar dragon who pulled a sled for Jubilee. Doing charity work, working the auction, and studying various skills, the group manages to gain some new trinkets, exchange gifts, and enjoy a holiday long deserved. The looming quest that's still ahead of them remains in the back of their mind as the killer known as Smiles resides somewhere north in the lands where vampires rule. But we continue our current endeavors as we rejoin our group. So last time we were here, we went to the Arcana to try to promote the sales of a demon plate. And then we went to go do 100 other things while we were there because we thought that was convenient. Gee, thanks.
I mean, said it last night, when in Rome, bang Caligula, but...
You know, that's fine. I don't mind. But for the most part, you know, the prospects of what I had planned and what actually happened. Anyway, so we got back from that little adventure, and I have been adjusting the roll, or the DC, for the next auction. And continuing on that note, is there anything else you want to do to try to promote this lovely piece of armor?
I mean, the only thing I could do is get in trouble with it.
Only thing
Walk in the church like, what up? So I've got this thing.
I think we were talking about something like maybe there might be.
Well, that was one of Oscar's contact, like a pit fiend.
I mean, I will be NPCing these characters as needed, but you know, they're still here if you want to talk to them.
Well,
so, Oscar, that pit fiend friend of yours, do you think he can mean something to promote that armor we found?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I could go check, I guess.
Would you mind if I tag along?
Do we all want to go to Calvona then?
I mean, it should just be a quick jumping back to talk to Malik, right?
Yeah, Calic. Yeah, he's, you know...
Or Calic, my bad.
You know, in case you guys might want to do something while we're there. But, yeah, he'll offer everybody if you guys want to go out there and check. Lucilin, he's busy at his carpentry shop, so he will not be with us. Go ahead.
Is there a different type of tropical fruit down there than up here?
Well, they got all kinds of exotic fruits. I'm sure you might... You know, you don't find bananas growing here, but there's like a jungle nearby where they do have those types of plants. Probably...
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can find various items. Definitely like orange orchard, or, you know, like an orchard going on down there that you could probably, you know, buy. You can check the stand, see what they got.
Okay, I'll go and buy some fruits for pastries and stuff like that.
Alright, so you'll come, and Borden's coming along too? Or
I really have no business over there right now.
Did you want to hold off on that and deal with the other piece of business? This is me asking as a DM, because I remember there was something else we kind of talked about.
They'll be back soon enough.
You say that now. Anyway, so Zareth, Oscar, and Sydney are going to go ahead and take a teleport circle to the city of Calvona and see if they can't find Calic. this pit fiend friend of Oscar's. Just to kind of surmise things, unless there's anything we need to do, let me get an investigation from Sydney as you're trying to find a fruit stand while Oscar's trying to find his friend.
Okay.
So your investigation doesn't come up quite as fruitful as you'd hope. Matter of fact, with it being the winter months, it would seem most of the fruit sales are done, and they're just now getting through their seasonal vegetables. Let me pull up Oscar's sheet, because he'll have to see if he can suss out. Because there's still a possibility you might not be able to get a hold of said person, so he's got to do an investigation as well.
Can I help him with that? Because I know how the guy looks.
Not really, because if this guy is not on this plane, there's not much the two of you can do.
Then not, no.
Yeah, he searches around. He uses his usual ways of doing it. Unfortunately, after about 30-40 minutes of wandering around and looking about and trying to suss out, like, he's been leaving Sky right before Calic, and he's kind of like got you guys over by the inn where you guys were previously, and Calic hasn't came by yet. He's like, I don't think he's here right now, and I'd hate for this to be a waste, but if there's anything we can do while we're here to promote that armor, I mean, we don't have to just talk to Calic.
Well, do you know more people that would be interested in, or might have knowledge of people who can? We can swing by the Arcana here.
Cindy, look on your character sheet. Does it say you have inspiration?
No, it's just that the character sheet changed. Wondering, I might be mixed up last campaign.
Borden, do you have inspiration on yours? Because I'm pretty sure I awarded everybody inspiration.
Yeah, everyone got inspiration for Christmas.
Yeah, so everybody should have it. So if you...
some of us already used it.
Yeah, because some of you used it because you were doing your abilities. Yeah, I think Oscar used his too, didn't he?
Okay. I think I might have used it. Just wanted to make sure.
I used mine, and I know Lucilin used his.
Alright.
I'm going to go ahead and interject here with Oscar trying to find promotional.
Yeah.
He's got that lovely little stone he could check in with his sibling.
Well, yeah.
And he's already right in country and not far out.
Yeah, but they're kind of isolated in the woods. I mean, he wouldn't have a reason to call them for this since he's already in the neighborhood. I'm trying to think here. Like, what is the purpose?
Call ahead.
Uh-huh.
And see if Nenny might, know somebody. Obviously, Nenny's a rather well-known character, using some out-of-game knowledge there.
Well, she knows stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I don't see her using her knowledge to give you, like, gains like that, Like, she's got to balance, she's got to maintain. It's like...
No, I'm not trying to abuse Nenny, I'm just,
Yeah.
If Nenny knew of somebody, or if her sister had heard, or his sister, rather, had heard of any,
Interesting.
That or hell, maybe Krinsu's looking for, something sketchy there to screw people with.
To put into his hoard.
Put into his hoard? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, see, the main problem there is, like, what would a demon plate be doing into a giant cookie hoard? No.
Something to make the cookies look imposing.
So, let me see here. What can we come up with?
He's gonna coat the demon plate in cookies. That way he looks all, sweet and tasty, and then, oh shit.
It's a cookie It's a cookie demon plate.
It's Cookie Monster's, evil stepfather. I don't know.
So wait, start.
Uh-huh.
Is that a real place then? The cookie hoard. Can it be found?
I'm not sure you'll be able to find it.
Okay.
More than welcome to try. I'd love to see you explain to Krinsu why you're stealing his cookies.
I would love that too. I would love that too, because, you and him don't see eye to eye yet. At any rate, yeah, I would say, like, if he did call down there, because I did do a roll just now, and apparently I got a natural 20. And this basically will say, Nini knows some people. But then again, her knowledge is kind of limited to Parinthia and Tynak as her main source of influence. It's very rare that she even comes to Timor, and she's actually quite interested about visiting Timor, as a matter of fact. And I don't know, why would she want to go though? Maybe to check out this auction herself, and then maybe see if she could find some of her contacts. But she doesn't have... Well, she does have one, but that's not going to be appropriate. Yeah, here I am. I'm overthinking this. So she's well known with some nobles, so she can definitely put the word out for you. Though, as much as help as it'll be. But
Hey, just getting the word out from a reliable source might just do the trick.
perhaps. We'll see. I'll adjust the DC on this. I'll say that did enough. Because even though Calic wasn't here to do anything, that source of information might help. Alright. And with that, so we didn't find any fruit stands or anything for you to... I would say, though, just out of generalization, like finding a general stand in their marketplace, they have like maybe a pile of bananas that have been left over, and if you wanted to snatch some of them up.
How much would they be?
Depends. How many do you want? Like, if you want like a barrel full, I would say 10 gold.
Okay, I'll go for a barrel full. Okay, if I persuade to get it to 9.
Sure.
Hey, sir, I'd like to buy in bulk. Can I please have them for 9?
Fine. 9 it is. And he'll go ahead and sell you the barrel of bananas that he had there waiting to be sold for 9 gold. At least I got rid of them. And that
Have a
pretty
nice
much
day.
Yeah, and that pretty much finishes the trip. Is there anything else you want to do in Calvona?
No, not from me. Sydney, why do you need a barrel full of bananas?
Pastries, of course. Why else?
Oscar
Sure,
turns
no.
to you and says, so how do you plan on carrying that?
I could carry it myself.
Make a strength
Or-
check? We're talking about a average size, about 3 to 4 feet tall barrel full of bananas. You can move the barrel, you can pick it up part way, but every so often you're having to put it back down and try to get a better grip on it.
Okay.
Oscar will use his Tanzer's disc, I believe it's called, and help you. And says, look, if you're ready, I'll go ahead and get the summoning, or, I'll get the teleport circle out and we can go ahead and head back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm perfectly ready.
Yeah, so he'll start drawing out
Right.
the circle in a nearby alley when you guys finally vanish back to Timor. He'll use Tinzer's magical disc to help you carry the bananas all the way back down to your abode, where you guys are now met up with Borden. I think that's it, right? There ain't nobody else. Riley's probably out there doing his watch. So anything else you guys want to do this day in order to increase the sale opportunities for your plate mail?
Is it okay if I try to make some pastries and hand them out to people advertising? Like, oh, there's Demon Plate on sale. If I can...
Sure. Roll me your cooking utensils. Let's see how much and how good you make. Very good, very good. You make about 3 dozen. What are you making exactly?
I'm gonna try to make a banana pie. Banana cream pie.
Banana cream pie. Interesting. I would say you'd be able to make 3 of these pies, and you slice them up, making about 8 times 3, about 24 slices of this pie.
Yeah.
So as you're passing these out, exactly where are you going with them, Mike? Where you pass them out to advertise will determine whether or not there are people who can actually buy this said armor.
Can I go to the noble district?
You may certainly go there, yes.
Okay.
So, and are you going alone? I just kind of want to know.
I'd like to take someone who knows the place so I don't...
Did anybody want to go with her?
I am not going to hand out pastries.
Anyone else?
I am, however, willing to bring you there.
Thank you very much.
Just for expediency, then, I just walk her to the noble district,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wander off.
Let me get a perception
bit,
check
but
as you're all handing out these pastries, or she's handing out the pastries, you're wandering off. But I want to get perception checks from you to see if there's anything you might notice as you're up here. Interesting. What about you, Bert?
One from me too. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, trying to remember, does Sydney even know who Rissa is?
Oh, that might just be...
No, I do not actually.
Well, this
I don't
platinum
believe so.
blonde-headed woman dressed in noble attire, followed by a couple of guard-looking people who are kind of, you could tell that they're there to protect her as they got weapons all ready in view. Got long swords on half the hips, you got great swords on the back sides of some of these guys. A couple of them are wearing shields and everything, but they're kind of watching over her, making sure that she doesn't get mauled, hurt, or anything. They're there for her protection, her bodyguards. As she notices...
Rissa Valentine was her name?
Huh? Valentinus.
Rissa Valentine. Okay, never mind. I've met her once before.
Yeah, but you don't recognize her off the bat because that was the perception. But Zareth sees her walking right up to you as she's leaving her estate, walking down the street, enjoying the sunny evening that you guys are currently in, and she just kind of notices you there. You girl.
I walk up.
Okay, you're walking up?
Yeah, I walk up to her.
Oh, I thought I recognized the two of you. Whatever are you doing?
Oh, I'm giving pastries to advertise a armor that we're trying to sell. Just good heart treat. You want one? It's banana cream pie.
Roscoe, and this one burly guy behind her, yes ma'am. Try it for me. I don't know if I trust this girl. Aye, ma'am. And he'll take one of the pies from you and takes a nibble out of it.
Well,
Go ahead.
Rissa, we found a very unique kind of armor a while back, and we're trying to auction it off.
Oh?
It is a demon plate armor.
Demon.
I'm not entirely sure what it does, but it is valuable.
Hmm. And where do you plan on selling this at?
At the auction in town.
Oh, well, then maybe I'll take a chance and go see what's at the auction. Make a persuasion for me.
Both of us or just him?
Just him. He's the only one talking. Yeah, perhaps I will check out this auction. But... looks like you're not dead, Roscoe. Take me a pastry and I'll try it later. Yes, ma'am. He'll take another pastry from you, and then they start walking down the streets. Other than that, your whole affair there, you're greeting the nobles. They're coming up asking you, well, what's your business in this region, and you're telling them, hey, just promoting this armor, blah, blah, blah. So, with your pastries, I'll let you make a persuasion as well, and see if you can interest any more nobles, and this is just for Sydney.
Hope you enjoy.
Alright, I will edit the DC as you guys start putting in work and actually spread the word more amicably, I guess you could say. Alright, so with that, is there anything else you want to do in town, or are you ready to head back? What's the agenda for Dancing Lights at this point?
Do I know of any wealthy merchant that deal in exotic magical stuff besides the Arcana? Arcana?
You might know of Fence. I would say roll a history check.
Natural 20.
You remember. But then again, are they still in business is the problem. Like, you knew of a couple people who would fence goods, but then again, at the same time, you're thinking, I'm not sure they would go through a auction to get them. So contacting them, it's a double-edged sword. They could go through legal means, but you got a feeling that they'll actually do something illegal to get it if they really wanted it.
I am going to hold off on that one for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know who, but you don't know if you trust them. So,
well, what I would like to do though is walk by to see if they still have open shop,
you make
so to speak.
Yeah, make an investigation check. We'll see what we got here. And I might have to open up my OneNote. You remember in the southern part of town where there's very few shops, there's this one guy named Trevor Locksmith, and he runs basically like a legal locksmithing type place. Like, people accidentally lock themselves out, he gets called out. You know, basically like a locksmith. But he is known for like buying and selling certain things as like a pawn shop. So you do kind of
Get his name again, please.
Trevor Locksmith. And I'm going to add him to my Timor Kingdom characters. But yeah, it's a human, middle-aged. You can't remember if he has kids or not because he doesn't usually talk about himself in public.
Understandable. I walk up. I want to have my lockpick fixed.
Okay. Well, this is on that special set, right?
Yep, it's the steel one.
He will tell you with a glance, like, he can't discern any possible cracks or anything in it that would determine whether it's broken. It looks fine to him. Like, until it actually breaks, he can't fix it.
Okay, is it possible that you can make me some extra lockpicks then?
He could probably sell you some lockpicks, but none of them that are the same quality as yours. His is pretty much general mill that he's willing to sell. So let's see.
I'll take it.
Let's find out what the prices of a lockpick set is. I think it's what, 10 gold?
Yeah, that's the entire Thieves Tools set, but I just want the lockpick, so I don't need the mirrors and the hooks that come with it.
Well, I don't think you get a choice because all of it's in one big bundle. So it'll be 10 gold if you want to buy an extra set of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And anything else for you here?
Nope, not yet.
Alright, so I made note of this guy just so we'll have him for future references. Sydney, what are you doing?
Well, I could be just heading back if Sheriff didn't want me to follow, since I'm not that sneaky.
Alright.
I'll just go back to the house.
Alright. And Borden, what are you doing?
I mean, I didn't go over to...
I mean, you've probably been either chilling at the house this entire time, or... I think I mentioned, like, we want to try to sell this demon plate before we start buying our installation so we have more money to work with. But, you know, you could be doing...
Well, yeah.
He could be doing various things. I'm not sure. I mean,
Obviously, it has no place in the temple.
right. I think you left it at
And
the pawn or the auction house for them to display, right?
no, like taking it to the temple would just be.
Well, maybe if they really want it destroyed.
eh,
What good ever we do?
Actually, I did get that animal handling all sorted out, and this wyvern egg.
Yeah, and you got a book
Do we find
on
any
the,
books? Yeah, there's a book.
one book on the anatomy of wyverns.
Yeah. Did find a book about their anatomy, so I guess you would start reading up on that.
I mean, at the very least, reading on that book.
All right.
If it gets like, scale rot or something, I'd be like, okay, well, that's what's wrong.
All right. So tell me about the egg. Where are we keeping it? How close to where? And I'll see how.
Seeing as well, I'm sure this book has at least a section on reproductive process.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be attempting to emulate incubation as well as I could.
Survival or animal handling? I need to check, please.
They're both the same.
Then go ahead and roll. Whichever you feel.
Jesus, fuck me.
You're using the book. I'll give you advantage.
A 1 for my first roll of the day? You kidding me?
There you go.
Yeah, that's more like it.
All right. So you spend time studying the book, and you're like, "No, this ain't right." So you get more blankets, perhaps, or more, I don't know, natural materials that you can like surround this egg. You get it as close to a heat source, to keep it warm.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to taking some coals out of the fire, putting them in a pan with a lid on, and then, using that to heat it underneath like a, like a heat lamp, but just it's a heat pot.
Gotcha. Yeah. You kind of notice the egg seems to be making minute changes. Like, you think it's actually getting further along. So, like, spots on the egg are, like, starting to move out in a certain angle, and there's, like, a little bit of shade inside that you could kind of make out. But for the most part, it seems to be progressing without any hindrance. So we'll see how long that takes to hatch.
Oh yeah, no, this is a long-term investment. I have no illusion.
Mm-hmm. I think there's
And then, well, no one else is home yet.
well, aside from Riley, who's been just kind of coming in, checking in on you, and making sure everything's fine, and then going back out there, keeping an eye on things.
Oh, the dude at the smithy.
Mm-hmm.
He said he might know where to get some of the resources needed. So if I could start figuring dimensions and, at least pre-planning.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because obviously I can't have, a 2-foot deep furnace if I'm going to try to make a fucking claymore.
Exactly. So I'm just going to ask generally, are you guys done with your advertising spree as we kind of get closer and closer to auction day?
I would like to have a chat with Borden.
You may have that
About
chat,
that.
but I would like... Okay, about that, then yeah, definitely you can. Right. But yeah, you eventually get back from your various locations. It's about evening hours of that day where you guys passed out pastries and you went to check on your lockpick guy. And, you're all here at the place where Dancing Light resides.
So, Borden,
Yes.
I walked around the city for a bit this evening. I found out that an old contact of mine is still running business. We might be able to use that for the advertisement. But I don't think it is the best idea. How badly do we want that money?
I mean, we've already done a fair bit of advertising, and I'm not sure the underground types would be all for heavy spike armor and, rampaging through.
In some cases, such actions are preferred. It was more like there is a very high chance of the armor disappearing if they actually know where it is and what it is. If they're not paying close attention to the auction house already.
Okay, I'm trying to figure, is this just your paranoia?
Yes, this is me being paranoid. I learned shit. I don't like it.
I mean, short of... Star, what the hell are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Well, we see 3 rolls, so...
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Setting up your auction. Don't worry about it.
That, I mean, short of a leaflet campaign, there's not a whole lot more in the advertising department we can do. We spoke to local armor smiths. We've spoke to someone with reputation with nobility.
We spoke to someone who has a magical interest in it. I believe 2 even, because Oscar's teacher for enchantment. We also went by there.
Question, is this conversation open out loud? Would I be able to hear it?
I don't know. Would you guys want...
I'm not trying to hide it.
Okay.
I helped with trying to give it to other nobles. They took interest, I believe.
So we already did some kind of leaflet thing then. Oh,
No, I mean, literally, sort of writing it down on paper 1,000 times and then throwing these leaflets around in the streets on notice boards.
oh.
But I don't think that would actually get...
Well, maybe if we put a
proper-
notice on the notice board in the Adventurers Guild. If there is a group nearby that has lots of money on hand, that might be a good idea, but just throwing leaflets around is not going to help.
Too bad there's not a she-shay here to help.
Well, we didn't quite get that far along. We got a guard, and that's about it.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't interject. There's no way for me to do so. So, yeah. It's all on you guys. What do you want to do? I mean, is your conversation still going on? I don't want to interrupt.
I mean, yeah, short of talking to the guild and seeing if there are interested parties there, it's like that's it. And that even then, that's a little,
Alright, so what do you
I
want?
won't say questionable, but you know. Because I'm also thinking I don't want to, have someone's death on our heads because we sold them armor that got them killed.
Whatever will you do? So what's the plan, Dancing Lights?
I'm ready to go to the auction or just read while everyone else is doing
I
it.
am going to put up I'm going to write a note for the notice board in the guild to put up that there's demon armor being sold at the auction house.
Alright, so you're gonna go do that? Let's see, I want you to make... Actually, I'll just make a general roll to see if people are actually noticing it. But you put it up. We'll see.
Yeah, if I can, I want to place it somewhere near the, somewhere in the middle so that people see it.
Oh, for placing it somewhere in the middle, I'll give you kind of an advantage for them to roll. Alright. Alright, is there anything else you guys want to do, as this is the last possible chance I can give you for lowering this DC?
The only things on my plate right now are not DC related.
Alright. So,
Nope, nothing that I can think of.
with no further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the auction house once more. Let me see here. I'm going to pop up my little auction house information here, and we'll just pop this over here. Eleanor's Glorified Auction Emporium, a fancy establishment with a room of big warehouse with big ticket items of various sizes, and here you'll be able to auction off your item, and we've already got a set DC for your particular piece, so you're all kind of like seating out in the crowd, and you're going to be able to participate in the future auctions as well. But what we will do is go ahead and bring out the demon plate first. Since it was a leftover item from last week and it's had time to be advertised, they're going to go ahead and put it up as the prize of the auction. I will say, if one of you want to use a persuasion, a religion, some means of explaining this to the auctioneer as he tries to sell this item, you might be able to get a last chance of lowering this DC one more notch.
Seeing as we did that with the auctioneer last time, would there be any sort of addendum to that roll, or would it be just straight stat?
It'd be the straight roll. Like, basically you're reminding him, oh, I just want to tell you, remember this, about it. And he'll be sure to mention those features. And then he's going, you know, whatever your roll is kind of determines how well he does that.
You go, Borum.
Good luck,
Hell,
Borum.
yeah, I'll throw the religion out because my persuasion's kind of shit.
Oh yeah, your religion.
So you go over the religious basis of this piece.
That's still fucking shit.
Yeah, so there we go. He's got a good idea of what you want, and he will go ahead and... So here we are. Demon Plate goes up for auction. What was the start? Did we... Oh, backing up. There is one more thing we could do. What's your starting bid? What's the lowest you'll take?
Oh, well. Where
Check
there
if I
was...
wrote that down.
Say again?
Yeah, no, we had that written down once before.
Yeah, well, new auction, so you can give me new numbers, or you can give me old numbers if you got them. And I'm just
20,000 was the starting bid. 15,000 was the least get, and
No, I believe
what's
it was the other way around.
what's the lowest we'll take for it?
20k.
20k is the lowest. What's the starting bid then?
I believe that was 18 to get interest going.
Yeah, start below, have them work up to it, but it,
Well, that's going to cause a problem because the lowest bid is like if it doesn't sell for 18, he's going to have to drop it down, or else he ain't going to be able to sell it. How about we start at 18 and we make the lowest bid 15? So if it doesn't sell at 18, he'll lower it down to 15 and then see if interest will restart from there. Fair?
I just know this damn thing had cost us 50 grand from a shop, so I'm like, alright, well, we're already giving them fucking half off at the lowest acceptable.
As we get started in this auction, I like for you guys to make perception. Well, yeah, you can. No, I'll make a general perception check, and I'll let you know if there's any interesting people you see here.
nat 20.
Nice, nice.
And this is a site base, so yeah, I get the bonus.
Nice. How many of you know Smiley?
I've met him a few times, actually.
Yeah,
I
so
met him on the boat.
you can see this smiling figure off into one of the distance, and he looks like he's interested in something.
Would I know him?
I-
Is he a general person that would get go through that area?
You might have met him, but not actually got to know him because he's the second mate of, or first mate to Captain Barlow, who did all the shipping of the children over to Tynat.
Well, then I would know him then, or
Vaguely,
help
but you're
with
not. You're not like fully.
Okay.
All right, but
Yeah, like Zareth and I have both talked to the man more than once.
So basically, what we got going on here is you also see Lady Rissa in the crowd, and her little entourage of bodyguards. You see quite a few nobles. Seems like there's a lot of people who's starting to fan themselves with the numbers as they're getting ready for the auctioneer to start their bid. Sydney, with your absolute 20, you kind of notice a figure dressed in like red cloaks. Can't make out his face or anything, but he's just kind of like off into the far distance, and you're the only one that gets to notice this guy, but you know, who's he? Nobody knows. But as the auction gets started, the auctioneer will... Yeah, I'm trying to remember all my rules I wrote, and it's been like, what, 2 weeks? So, basically, auctioneer says, alright, starting bid on this demon plate armor is at 18k. Do I have 18k? And I will start going down the... well, the DC list here. For the first round, let's see, it goes up to 19. Do I have 20? Check for the other guy. See if he... okay, it goes up to 20k. And then... let's see, what was the current AC? Alright, yeah, with that DC there, it got up to 22k. So now the DC is going up. So I'm going to put this over here so I can raise the DC. So basically what I'm doing is I'm rolling each person that has money. And then certain people are going to drop out because it gets too expensive for them. Which means you're probably out now, and you're out. So now I have only 2 rows left. No, 3 rows. So we're up to 22k with your armor, and rolling up again. You see, well, that passes. Smiley, he bids up to 25 on it. Rissa bids up to 30. And the man in the red cloak bids it up to 35k. Smiley.
Can I try to point out the others, the red?
I wouldn't be pointing anyone out in an auction, unless your hand movement be construed as a bid.
So now we're down to 2 bidders. Everybody else seems to be out, and Rissa and his red figure are constantly going back. So 35k, Rissa, what are you gonna do, girl? She sustains. Yeah. Going once, and no, that's where it's gonna stop because he's the only one there. Nobody's bidding against him. So Rissa kind of backs off from it, and this demon plate goes 35k going once, 35k going twice. So to the man in red in the back for 35k, and he kind of stands up and waves gently, and with that he will win your bid at 35.
Can I try and spot that guy in the crowd now?
Oh, he just got pointed the fuck out.
Oh yeah, you see.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a trying to spot. Like we know he's.
I mean, he's wearing the same colors, but it doesn't look like anybody you recognize. So you can't tell whether or not it's who you think it is, or if it's just some noble dressed up in this red getup. But yeah, definitely kind of making you think, I'm sure.
I mean, I was gonna, could I roll history to see if, because I saw the man as well, and Zareth actually brought him up.
I did.
You may certainly, as I figure out. So from your sale, whenever it does get settled, go ahead and put 31,500 gold into your account. You recognize Actually, it's kind of hard to recognize what any of that colors mean. I mean, he's not wearing a noble symbol of any sort. Uh, hmm. He does have like a hood that kind of drapes over his back, and there's some kind of marking back there, but you can't make it out because the hood's covering it. So, like, looking for a discerning mark that might put him in like a certain group, you can't make anything out.
I was more looking to identify if this was the same man that approached Zareth at entry to town,
No,
or at least same style
Of dress.
it looks similar, but the guy himself is not the same guy.
Okay.
Like, he looks younger than the guy that you saw approach Zareth. But it's similar attire with, like, maybe a few adjustments. Like, you're not sure if it's representative towards anything. But you do see, like, markings on the back of his hood, or, it's hiding under his hood right now. Like, you can only make out a couple etchy lines, but you don't depict any picture or anything of what it might be. Like, let me see here. Like, his hood's coming down like this. About what you could see, there's like a couple etching marks that are kind of coming up like that, but it's covered by the hood.
Where are we supposed to be looking?
Right there at
Below
below.
underneath the.
Yeah,
Okay.
like this is the hood that's kind of laying over his.
Yeah, I had to scroll. I wasn't that far down the intro page.
Yep. And then there's just basically two lines that are kind of going up underneath the hood, but you can't make out anything of what that picture might be, or what this person's related to. But he wins your armor, and you guys will be able to add 31,500 gold to your pool. But now, if you want to start spending some of that money, you can participate in the auctions yourself.
I'm up for it. You guys, do you want to see if there's anything good that we might want to buy?
I mean, I'll certainly keep eyes around it. It doesn't hurt to, look over some of the auction stuff.
Alright. I'm gonna have to.
Now, so, and just in case,
What's up?
how much money do we have to spend in case something does catch our eye?
Well, any of us, I think the maximum would be maybe 10k, but if it's like something legendary that is completely bonkers, 20, but that's only if legendary. Nothing else.
What are you on about?
I don't know. I'm great.
You have the money in your pocket.
Well, I'm just saying for anybody here, if you picture, I'm not sure.
Borden, just ignore her like the rest of us.
Well, let's see here. Sorry, I'm kind of reading up something nice to put up here.
I'm going to whisper over to Zareth, because as far as I'm aware, the way auctions work, everyone does their bidding, then at the end, like into the night, you go talk to the bursar, hand them your money, and then, they package away the item and get it either sent to you or you take it with you that night.
Huh, kind of like this. Alright. So the first item that comes out to the floor.
Sorry?
Yes?
Is that how this one works, or is there something different here?
Well, you already have 31,500 that you will be able to collect at the end, and you can also use that to pay for any purchases you wish to make as well.
No, I meant the item collection, because I have something to possibly... We collect items and money at the end, yeah?
Yeah, at the end.
So man in the red will follow the same rules, yes?
Yes, yes. So, like, whenever the auction's over, you're all going to kind of gather and get your stuff at the same time. So, yeah, you'll have a chance to approach that figure if you wish at that point.
Okay, yeah. So while they, take the demon plate down and we get settled into our seats, I'm just going to whisper over to Zareth. Be like, when we go to collect our things, I'm going to attempt to congratulate the man on winning if you want to take a closer look at the emblem on his back if it's more easy. It is easier to catch.
Good plan. I'll keep my eyes out.
All right. Are we ready to go on with the next item?
I just wanted to get that interjected so it's not, it's spur of the moment. Hey, Zareth, check out the guy's back. I'm going to make a distraction.
All right.
Yeah. Crazy crap.
So, basically, what they're doing now is they're pulling out this gemstone, and it's in this velvet-like box, and it's very ornate. And it's vibrant purple prism, and the auctioneer starts to talk. Up next, we have an ion stone here that is known to hold spells. Any of the spellcasters who wish to store some very arcanes into such stones are willing to do so with this. The stone can store up to 3 levels worth of spells at a time, and it will have 1d4 minus 1 level of a storage spell of my choice. Any creature can cast the spell first level. I'm just telling you the mechanics of it. Through first through third level into the stone by touching it as the spell is cast. So basically, it's like a ring of spell storing at this point.
Except doesn't this shit float around your head while you got it?
Exactly. That's the bonus to it. While this stone orbits your head, you can cast any spell stored in it. The spell uses the slot level, spell save DC, spell attack bonus, spell casting ability of the original caster, but otherwise is treated as if you cast the spell. So, like, if you want Oscar to store spells for you, you can use his stats in order to manipulate that spell. The spell is cast from the stone, is no longer stored in, and freeing up space. And you'll have this nice little ion stone floating around your head. Do I have an opening bid of 100 gold? And we go around the table to see.
I'll bid 100.
Sydney bids 100. Rissa will bid 150. Let me check and make sure who all my players are. And go ahead and do another one here. The bid goes up to... Not that guy, he's not bidding. That guy's not bidding. The guy in red, he'll bid it up to 200.
I'll bid our next runner now.
What do you want to bid? 200.
I'll bid
200 is the current bid. Do I have 250? 250 going once.
260.
220.
I have 260. And Rissa loses interest. I'm going to say that DC's gone up on them, but that one will definitely bid. The bid goes up to 300 from one of the other strangers that are like bidding. The guy in red, he does not bid this round. So 300 is the current bid.
310.
310. Do I have 350? We'll go back to Rissa. There is one more that bids up to 350. It's one of the other strangers that you don't know. Actually, I think that was Smiley who bid that time. Smiley bids 350.
What's the conversion of silver to gold again?
10. 10 silver, 1 gold.
Hey guys, is it okay if I have 40 gold from the party fund?
I'll sod it and say 375.
375. Yeah. All right. I'm going to say there's 2 other people who are still interested. Smiley will bid it up to 400. Rissa, she's out. So I got 400 gold with Smiley. 400 going once.
410 if possible.
410. Let me see if Smiley's still Smiley raises it up to 450. He rolled a natural 20 on that one.
I'm just gonna look at her real quick. Be like, why aren't you a divine caster?
Yeah. But I only can cast 2 spells. One more is fine. Isn't it?
You can cast 2, but you have to be an arcane caster to put it in. So
I
you
don't-
have to
I
have
don't-
Oscar on tap.
Is it?
No. I thought any spellcaster can put a spell in it.
It might.
Is it any spellcaster?
Yeah, I believe it's any spellcaster. And Warlock, think about it. It could be a level 3 spell at level whatever she can cast it at. In all technicality, if I'm not... Like, that's pushing it there, but fuck Warlocks, right?
I mean, okay, if that's the way we're gonna rule it, yeah, no, I'll jump in and... He was at what?
450.
You know, I'll say 5, try to shove him out.
Alright, I'll see if that does it. Let me check his interests. He sustains 500 going once, 500 going twice. Sold for 500 gold to Dancing Light, but he doesn't acknowledge you as Dancing Light. He just says the dwarf in the back, or the blonde-haired woman, whoever wanted to be the person who said yes to it.
When she looked at me, like, can I get some money? I'm like, you know what, sod it. Because as far as I was aware, it was an arcane deal, but if, you know, you let the warlocks do it...
Yeah, it doesn't say, like, it just says spell. It doesn't say who can cast it. I just said it was similar to the spell storing ring.
Okay. So
Okay.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll down 330 gold.
Any creature can cast a spell first through third into the stone.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, you can even have
So
a
I'll
ring.
just keep a note.
And, yeah, this here is the reserve ion stone.
So just 170 you need to pay. I'll pay the 30.
Alright, let me see what the next item is.
Wait, do you have the information down?
I've got...
It might even be in the compendium, I'm not sure.
I've just got, you know, the full price of it, and then we'll worry about everything else later.
Okay.
Because...
Next up on the bid. And they pull out a giant rolled up carpet. And let me get to the proper page and check something real quick.
A giant rolled up carpet. I wonder what that could be.
I wonder, what could it be? This lovely this lovely tapestry can hang on your wall. Or it could strangle your No, it doesn't do that. Is it under the other word, maybe? I should probably just see if it's in the compendium. Wow, okay, so that's how it's set. Alright. They unroll the carpet, and it's flat on the ground. Let me roll. Not bad. It's a 5x7 carpet with very intricate designs. It's kind of like a blue color with like golden lines, kind of like making archaic looking angles into it. And he kind of shouts out at everybody. Says some random word, you're not even sure you caught it. And then all of a sudden this carpet starts floating off the ground. And he stands atop of it and he's looking out. As you can see, we have a flying carpet, or a carpet of flying if you want to be technical about it. This lovely carpet was given to us by donation from a wizard who has just recently passed away. But it can be yours tonight. Yours for the flight of only the right price. And just to double check. Yeah, it should be right up here. I'm just checking its rarity at that level. Because, once again, Roll20 doesn't tell you rarities.
Yeah, it
Or-
doesn't tell you the drop tables and
Yeah, like it tells me the tables. Oh wait, this is very rare. That works. We will be starting the bid at 30,000 gold. Let me check my players. Yeah, you're out. You're out. Rissa, do you want it? 30,000 gold, Rissa chimes in. You're out. Let's see if the red-headed figure wants it. $30,000 is the current gold. Only one person has made a bid. I got 30,000 gold going once. 30,000 gold going twice.
You guys want to go for it? Might
it'd be
snap.
nice to have, but I'm not shelling out everything we just fucking got.
Nope, that's a stupid bid.
And then sold for 30,000 to Lady Rissa. Yeah, I mean, you can't get everything, right? And then the last item for tonight. Let me take a look at what we could be looking at. Yeah, let's go with... I'm gonna roll a... Let's see. You use a scimitar, right? Sydney? You use
Yes.
a great
I
hammer
do.
or a one-handed hammer, Borden?
I just use a one-handed warhammer.
And I can go with a dagger or a sword. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going to roll a d4 to see what this weapon is, but there's going to be a weapon that's rolling out. Actually, yeah.
I swear to...
We're going to go...
Two of them just got fucking weapons for Christmas. Like,
Yeah, I think I know what I want this to be then. Alright. So with that, they pull out this...
I mean, roll it out, but...
Oh, alright, yeah, let's see. One scimitar, two great hammer, one-handed great hammer, three dagger, four short sword. So it'll be a dagger. They pull out this really ornate dagger, and at first glance it just looks like it's got a bunch of gemstones on it. It just looks really fancy. But upon further inspection, he kind of holds it out, kind of demonstrates the sharp whips that it can make into the wind, and he expresses to you that it is a +2 dagger. And the starting bid will be 2,000 gold. So I will go through my list here. Let me double check everybody who's on my side. There might be another one. I'll see if I can roll another one out. So that one will be interested. 2,000 gold gets opened up by one of the strangers that you haven't really gotten to know. Smiley would chime in with 2,100. Rissa jumps it up to 3K.
You guys want to pick it up to translocate the enchantment, do something else?
It's currently stuck at 3K. There are two
Well-
people interested.
I'll put
Do you
Rista's
want-
game and I'll do 325,
So you
3250, however you want to say.
go 3250. Smiley will bump it up to 3,500. Rissa loses interest, so now it's between you and Smiley. 3,500 is the current bid.
Mm.
3,500 going once. 3,500 going
I'll
twice.
do 3750.
3,750. And Smiley will lose interest. 3,750 going once, twice. Sold for 3,750.
Because it is a +2, we can either move around or, you know, that pocket +2 surprise dagger.
There you go. So yeah, there you go. You got a +2 dagger. And keep track of that money for me if you would.
I've got a running tally working right now.
I'm going to remove 3 from the option, so if I get 3 again, I'm going to re-roll it. But there's going to be another +2 weapon coming out. I'm going to re-roll everything for fucking rogue. Screw you. Sorry, that was the wrong die.
A random D20 has appeared.
You know what? Fuck it. It's gonna be a fucking hammer. Because, yeah, it's gonna be a hammer. Fuck it. So, one-handed great hammer. Made of elegant dwarven craftsmanship. This hammer has, like, beveled edges and everything. Like, it's kind of like... You can crush a nut with this thing, or you can crush somebody's skull in with the same impact. And this, too, will act as a +2 warhammer.
I would hope you can crush a nut with a fucking
I
warhammer.
know, right? Let's hope, right? So, yeah, this thing...
Shit!
It just tickles someone.
Well, for display, you know, he's got like this walnut up there, and he's like, crack! And he just instantly turns to dust. There's not even a nut left. So he's like, yeah, as you can see, this thing will definitely crack nuts, so you can definitely expect it'll crack a skull if needed. So, my fine adventuring friends, the starting bid is 2,000 gold. Do I hear 2,000 gold? Do any of you want to start it off, or should I just go through the NPCs?
Oh, I'm gonna let them.
All right,
Because I have no problem sweating it out.
Yeah, Rissa will go ahead and take it at 2,000. Let's see if Smiley wants to raise it. Smiley will raise it to 2,100. Let's see, who else? There's a couple more rolls to be made. The bid goes up to 2,200 as somebody else in the crowd. Another guy sustains, and then the guy in red, he doesn't bid this round. Alright. So we got 2 interested parties. We're up to 2,200. And as we come back around, we go back to Rissa to see if she's still interested. She's starting to feign no interest. So far the 2,200 is the current bid that's being held. Did you guys want to make a bid on it?
Yeah, I'll go 2,400.
2,400.
Since no one else but one dude is stuck in on it right now.
You can see Smiley up there. He's actually the one that's contesting it, so he's trying to find more magical items, it seems. 2,400 goes to 2,600 as he kind of looks over to his competition and just kind of smiles towards you.
I'll nod back at him. Yeah, it's friendly competition.
Yeah.
I like the guy. He's a little crazy, but I like the.
Right. So what's the bid?
Was it 26?
Yeah, it's at 26 at the moment.
I'll go 2750.
2750. He'll raise you to 29.
I mean, I'll go 3 because we've still paid less for this than we did the dagger so far.
Alright, 3k. Ooh, he takes it up to 32.
I've got my actual die out here. Yeah, I'll put in 3450.
3450.
Yeah, jump at 250 gold on him.
He'll take it to 35, just to be coy.
Just to be cool.
Yeah, he's at 35 with it now.
I don't hear my peanut gallery chiming in either right now, so, you know.
Yeah. You guys got
I believe
anything?
you can do it.
You can do it! You can win!
Well, yeah, I'll go to match the +2 dagger price, 3750.
3750. Going once.
Okay.
Oh my god, he's gonna take it from you. He's gonna go 39. I'm out of hammers!
I'll yell back across it, if you're out of hammers, then I better get this one!
But I can sell it to you for a steal.
Yeah, stealing it from under me right now, and
Yeah?
whatever he said, I'll do 100 over the top of what he just said.
Alright, so we're at 4k. Yeah, let's see how he does. Let's see if he's still interested. Oops, I rolled that one open, but that's fine. And with that, we get to 4k, and he's like, I ain't gonna make much profit if I buy it at that price. So 4k going once, 4k going twice. Borden, you get a +2 Warhammer for 4k gold.
We have a +2 Warhammer.
Do it? There you go. And with that, You know what? I'm gonna roll one more thing just to kind of look.
I'll banter with Smiley. If you have him start doing stuff, I'll banter with him while we're bidding.
And next up, they bring up. No, I think that's it. We'll stop there. Yeah, we'll make that next week if we want to do this again. Alright. And with that, they kind of close off the auction. People who have won your bids, come on up and pay the lady, and then we'll go ahead and get you your items. Thanks for stopping by, and everybody have a good night. And he bows elegantly as he walks off this little stage.
I'll look over to Smiley.
Seems
See
you've
if
won
he'll
it.
come with us for a minute.
So lovely to see you guys again.
Yeah, a bit far away from the last time we saw you.
Well, I
Now,
know.
if you're
Go ahead.
if you're interested in hammers, we've just got a +2 hammer, and I happen to have a hammer I believe you sold me ages ago, it seems.
It has been quite a while, hasn't it? What was it, a +1 he sold you?
Yeah, he's only a +1 back in fucking Felrand.
Yeah. Way back there. Maybe we could talk shop. I'll escort you up there so you can get your stuff. I just want to look at the hammer, if nothing else. But,
I'm going to hang back so that I can walk up behind the guy in red.
Yeah, and you're all kind of gathering over to where these items are being distributed, money's being exchanged. You see Lady Rissa up there as she's picking up her new carpet. And she's writing out her little check of whatnot, or handing off some gold that she might have. However she's wishing to pay for it. And then, yes, here you go, ma'am. There's your flying carpet. The guy in red, he will approach. You're the one that got the mail, right? And then they'll get that out to him and everything. And and there's also people who are collecting their funds from the sale as well. As you're behind this guy, what are you doing to kind of look under that hood?
I was going to approach from the front, but while he was waiting on it to get packaged or at least handed out.
Yeah,
Shake his hand, and be like, thanks for buying our item. It a bit of a hard sell last week, but this week seemed to be pretty fruitful.
Oh, well, hey, well met. And he'll kind of shake your hand there, like, yeah, well, this here might be a cup. It's nothing.
At the very least, it's a curiosity piece.
Absolutely.
I would like to sneak up to him, see if I can get a better look that way, and I'll very carefully lift up his hood.
Make a stealth check as you do so.
I pop up my hood of Elvenkind.
Okay. You kind of go up there and you kind of flip his hood up barely, and he doesn't seem to notice. And what you see, basically, I wonder if I could draw it, is an emblem that looks like this. And then there's like a, if you would, imagine this being a fist. Not a dick.
We imagine it being a what now?
It's a fist.
It's a fist.
It's basically like a half circle,
Fist
but
in
it's
the
kind
mouth.
of curved up. And then it's like a fist inside of it.
Okay, I carefully step back, flip up my hood, and pretend like nothing happened.
Absolutely, because
Now, does that include the two lower bits that were on it as well?
Yeah, it kind of has like an arch, and then in between the arch, there's just this fist. It's kind of raised up.
Okay.
Make either a history. Well, since Zareth is the only one that saw it, you can make a history check to see if you recognize the emblem.
I know what it is, because I saw it before in
Ah.
my session 0,
And then who is it?
the Hall of Might.
The Hill of Might.
The hill? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's fine. It's one letter off. But basically, the curvature is supposed to represent the hill, and then the fist is supposed to represent might. There you go.
Oh my god, it's All Might. Haha.
No, this isn't Hero Academia. Get out of here.
Oh.
Good show, though. Anyway, so with that information, he collects his armor, gets it boxed up, and I can't remember if he won anything else, but if he did, he gets his items and everything, and pretty much makes his way out of the building. He's got a couple other people kind of coming up to him. He's like, all right, haul this off and take it out to the garage. And then he kind of follows them off. At this point, you guys are now next in line. And the auctioneer is kind of like going over everything with the people who are handing out money. These are the ones that sold that plate that we just gave to that guy. And then they also picked up a couple of weapons, I believe. So, yeah, make sure you get all that right. And
2 weapons and a stone.
oh, yes,
Yes.
and the stone, that's right. Congratulations, you guys walked away with a pretty good haul.
It was quite fortunate these items sold the same night our plate did.
Yep, so 31,500 for the... I'm just basically telling you his math as he's telling it back to you. So you won 31,500, and what we'll go ahead and do is we'll take it out of that fund, if you like, and then just give you your items, subtract it from whatever we awarded you on the demon plate. Will that suffice?
Let me pop my calculator real quick so I can get a total math for you.
Yeah, you tell me how much you spent, and I'll subtract it from what I got.
$500 for the ionized crystal.
Kind of like ion stones.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to remember it off the head.
Say reserve.
There will be 23,250 heading our way,
Okay, so you did all the math.
and then our items.
All right, so you get 23,500 gold or 50 gold,
23,250.
250. You get all that rewarded to you. You get your items. You can divvy that up however you like at this point. And with that, we will take a quick break if you need it. Anybody?
Okay.
You guys need a 5-minute break?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go right ahead there. Like I said, I'm not sure
Okay.
this is going to be a super long session, so we might be getting close to the end, but we'll try to go about another hour or so, alright?
Oh yeah, can you do the level spell you pick for the ionized crystal that's currently in it?
Yeah, let me see if there's anything in it. It might not even have anything. I'll roll a 20, and if it rolls above 15, it'll have a spell in there. Otherwise, it'll be empty. Yeah, it's empty.
I
Apparently,
mean, I figure just for safety purposes, they would have discharged it before selling it anyway.
pretty much, yeah. Like, the last user might have been like, oh, let me get that out of there. Create food water. So, yeah. Alright, yeah, take about 5 minutes. Get your drink, use the restroom. And then we'll sort out who gets what. And then we'll see about installing some installations. So prepare for all the exciting maintenance on this episode.
Again.
Again. Yep.
I really hate to be a bid sniper like that, just letting them all tire each other out before swooping in with,
It's a good
You know.
system though, right?
Hey,
yeah,
well,
the
it
system
is
works
fun.
and it allows for bid sniping, which I'm more than fine with.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll be right back, one sec.
So, yeah. The guy who sold that armor, we're totally and absolutely fucked.
Funny thing, it was that particular individual, because this isn't the first I've had to hear ever deal with Hill of Might.
Me neither. And I would very much like to send a message to them, but I don't think I can get my hands on the guy myself.
We have established that, Hill of Might was causing trouble in Timor City and was starting to do shit in
Yep.
Felrand.
Yep.
So now we know just how big of a player they are.
Apparently they're getting out of their rut. But yeah, I was happy to see us use the other side of that coin. So, good job on the auctioning. The system seems to be working good.
Okay.
And I can delete that. What's up?
I'm just looking through some older notes of stuff, other games I've played, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that reserve stone that Cindy was popping on,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a cheap item anywhere else I've come across.
That paper said its base price was $500. It's one of the cheaper of the stones.
It's cheaper, but it's also because one of the games I ran with, he also put a value, with usefulness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was using his paper as base prices to kind of steer the bidding on it.
Are you on the same magic item prices?
From that sheet PDF file that we looked up, yeah. But no.
No, it was the giant in the playground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ion Stone Reserve was marked at 6,000.
Was it? Oh, well.
There. So, yeah, no, that's a hell of a steal. And we paid pretty much average for +2 weapons according to that sheet, which I was more than fine with doing. Little under on that dagger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Smiley rolled a natural 20 underneath that one. I was like, he's still interested.
No, I will when we get back from break. I'll let him look it over. He is a friendly enough character, and he's willing to talk shop on the old hammer he sold me. And I'm tempted just to let it go for a friendly, 500 because +1s are usually 1,000.
Sounds good. I think what I did is I looked at the rarity instead. I was going off the rarity chart on that one because I wasn't for sure if the ion stones were separated. Because they had separate rarities. So yeah, I might have let that one go a little cheap. But hey, sometimes you get
obviously we're not reselling it, we plan on using it.
Yeah.
Well, it might be fun if we can create a set out of it, get 9 of those stones and that you can just store a 9th level spell and then consume all of them.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't consume the stone. The stone just... It floats around your head. It's supposed to be this pretty stone that does unique things. I remember,
Yeah, I know. No, so let's say that if you got 1 stone, that you can store a level 1 spell in it, and if you got 2, you can store a 2nd level spell in the 2 stones. And if you follow that along, then you can cast.
We're gonna say no. Because
it's
activating one item.
Fun.
Yeah, but it's just one item. You can have multiple other stones surrounding you that offers you bonuses strength modifier, intelligent modifier, stuff like that. But for this here, Alright, so we're still on break. Be about another minute or two. Waiting for one of us to get back, I'm sure. Dum dum dum. And who knows, maybe one day there will be a deck of cards at this auction house.
For fuck's sake. When
things get boring, I probably... No. I'll probably make sure like it gets like the only time.
Philip, please do not off the keyboard.
Now that cat's on top of everything.
The only thing I don't like about ion stones, you could have them literally ripped away from your face.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea.
I think it's a pretty ridiculous roll to get them. For like if you're combat wise, I think it's like an AC 25 to hit.
I think it's AC. I'll double check it.
It's like it's a 24 through 26 AC, somewhere in that neighborhood, to hit it with an attack roll to rip it away. Or I think you can also do an acrobatics check to snatch it out of the air and steal it.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check.
I'm just
that.
like, they're cool and they offer some pretty neat bonuses, but the fact that they can get ripped away from you in the middle of a fight if the enemy is, toying with you, like obviously they're out of your league, and
it's an AC 24 or a DC 24 Dex Acrobatics. And you can use an action to seize the and stow the stone, ending the effect. Which, it has to be out there floating around if you want the bonus. Otherwise, you gotta take the bonus off every time you put it away. So, yeah.
now the wearer can take it off, as they choose.
Right, as an action.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Are you back? Are you ready?
I am back.
All right, asshole, we get it.
All right,
They're back.
That's me being
Both
an
of you.
asshole. Sorry. But yeah, this thing floats about 1 to 3 feet away in front of you and confers the benefits. And AC 24 or DC 24 Dex Acrobatics can rip it away. So that'll be fun if that comes up.
I think we just found a training object if someone wants to, practice their dex. It's, it's like grabbing the fly with the chopsticks. We just have to, snatch the ion stone from orbiting someone's head.
It's fucking Luke Skywalker all over. We'll put some beams on it.
Wait, does it require attunement?
Pretty sure it does.
Okay.
Hold on. That's a good question, because it says you can stow it at will, so let me double check. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Requires attunement. So yes.
Okay.
Alright, everybody's back though, right?
The three of us over here.
Alright. So, yeah, you're at the auction still collecting your goods. Smiley's just kind of hanging around you guys as he's checking over the items you won. Well, looks like you got a good deal there. Better than I could sell you, I'm sure.
So you have been a good outlet for weapons and materials in the past.
Well, now
and
you
seeing as
see one of
we
the
did
ways that I
just-
get some of these weapons, but by all means.
and seeing as the friendly competition here, and you did in fact sell me this hammer,
Well,
and I got a replacement, I'd be willing to let it go for a very modest price.
how much are you thinking?
Well, we both know it's worth, right around 1,000. But since you've been a good friend, I'll let it go to you for 500. Plenty of room for you to make a profit there.
Fair enough. Let me see the condition of it and make sure it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, obviously, if not then leaving it in the mud or using it to break walls.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
obviously.
that thing got repaired.
That one might have got repaired, but still,
Yeah.
this one didn't need to be repaired.
Still in excellent shape, well balanced, everything looks perfect on it. Sure. 500 gold. He'll hand over a small pouch of 500
It's
gold.
served well. It is served well.
And he'll pull his cloak open, put it on a hook for now, and then close his cloak.
I swear this man is the back alley creep. You want to buy a watch?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what he did. He called you over to a back alley and said, "Hey, come see what I got." And everybody's
Yeah,
like,
then he pulled out this box.
Not sure I want to go, but... Yeah.
I do want to ask him. He had that one sword he was checking out as well.
Okay, what do you want to ask him?
It's like, did you ever get that sword figured out? You know, just.
Oh, somewhat. Not much to mention.
If he was in any way defensive with that question, it's going to be like, well, you know, while you're on the ship, you weren't too keen on letting anyone else examine it, so I figured, you know, it might be something special to perplex such a wonderful purveyor of goods as yourself.
Ah, yes. It's a personal object I'm going to keep my eyes on for a while. For now, it seems to be serving me just fine. And, yeah, he kind of pulls his little thing out again. You can see the short sword kind of sheathed on his hip.
Oh, if you want to take it for a spin, I am more than happy to spar with you for a little bit.
No, not tonight. I must go. I've only brought this hammer home, apparently, so I'll put it to my inventory. I gotta get back to the streets and see if I can find some more good sales.
Yeah, pleasure as always, Smiley.
Oh, yeah.
And do stop by every now and then.
I
We
will-
actually have a premises now.
Oh, do you now? I mean, I would like to check out the hammer you just want, just to check a little thing, if you don't mind.
I mean, I'll let him look it over. Obviously, if he tries to run off with it, we're gonna have to.
Yeah. You know, Smiley. He's just.
Yeah.
He looks it over curiously, as if he's trying to examine something about it, and he just kind of like, Okay, this isn't what I thought it was. Then good reward for you, though. It's definitely a good weapon.
I know it will be.
And with a beaming smile on his face, he's like, well, if that's everything, I'll be on my way. The back
Have a
alleys.
nice day.
Yep, the back alleys won't tend themselves, and he makes his way out.
Well, about those, be careful.
As do you. And,
Thank you.
And he'll make his way out. You guys will collect all your things, you'll get all your gold, and you're now free to head back home. We're looking at the very... it's probably like 8 in the evening as you guys are getting released from this auction house to travel back. But yeah, on the way back you have no problems getting home. Plenty of guards keeping watch. As a matter of fact, you see some of those regalia guards kind of gathered around with the city guard as well. So you can definitely tell security is beefing up. But at this point, we are now back at the house. If there's anything you guys want to go over after all the sales and anything that's just happened. Otherwise, we'll get into more technical stuff as we try to prepare your shops.
I'm thinking of putting 2 guiding bolts into the I-9 stone, or do I need to just sleep with it first to actually get it tuned to me?
Standard attunement takes an hour. I mean, it wouldn't be that difficult, I don't think.
It won't be that difficult. And I would say whenever you lay down for a long rest, you can say you put those in there. Remember, it only allows you to store up to a 3rd level spell.
Up to 3 levels.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you could have 2 first level casts in it.
Alright then, yeah, that's fine. Level 3, or 2 and a 1, or a 1-1-1, yeah. But with that, let me find my notes for what we need to do to build our base stations. And I even got the fight pit ready for Wednesday as well. So, you guys have kind of recalled how I did your furniture, right? You got your common or standard, I guess you could say. Then you got
tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3.
Yeah, basically tier 3s. You know, there's 3 tiers to this. So you got your common, rare, and exotic. Now, the forge, stonework is needed to craft it, so it's not likely that the group will be buying this directly. So for a common forge, no bonuses, it's 400 gold. For a forge that is more rare, to give you some extra in your forging, it'll be 800 gold. And the exotic will be 1500 gold.
Alright, so 2 questions before we get running too hard with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it needs stonework and all that kind of fun, happy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be a multiple slot scenario, whereas only the furnace conveys the bonus, or is this like the entire thing, furnace, anvil, and tools?
Yeah, it'll include tools and stuff with it. Basically, what this will allow you to do is, like, if you use the forge to make your weapons or ingots or whatever your materials you're using to make something else, anything you use here to make those things will confer the bonus. Like, it's not going to be like just the forge. No, you can use the anvil to forge out your tools, and and you have.
So what's the bonus for it?
It's a plus to your crafting checks, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you the bonus yet. I might give it to you after you decide what you want. So, I mean, I wrote brief descriptions for each tier if you want to hear them.
I was just trying to figure out if this was like a slots, because the house had slots, the dining room had the table and the settings.
You got a decent
kitchen
enough you got a decent enough backyard to make this a full forge. It'll be out in the open unless you want to build something around it. But
we had the shed, did we not?
Well, a shed is a shed. I'm thinking that's like it's not going to fit your forge.
No, but
it
you
would
can
fit
work
your
under
tools
it to keep you off the rain, to keep you out of the rain, and the
Yeah, it was like keep the tools and the fire part out of the rain.
Yeah.
Like in
Skyrim,
Skyrim,
it wouldn't be
that situation right there.
Yeah.
And where's the place that we tried to put it to?
Well, I'm just saying there's no slots per se. You definitely have this open area in the back where you can put your forge. And, depending upon which one you get, it'll be made to convenience you in whatever way or shape. Like, I don't know exactly everything that goes into it, but, like, for instance, if you were just to get the common one, it's a shabby structure fastly put together of cobblestones and makes with a makeshift fire pit that you're not even sure will be hot enough to get the metals hot. No bonus involved, so you get this crappy little forge, But, you buy a rare one. It's a solid structure forge with detail and efficiency. Billows in the blast furnace seem sufficient to get some of the decent work done. And then, if you get the exotic, extraordinary care went into creating this magnificent piece. Only the masterwork artisans are known to have equipment like this. The fires of this furnace could even challenge the pits of hell's flame.
So I need to shove wrongdoers in there.
I don't know. Whatever you want to do. I just wrote descriptions, dude. I don't know what you want to. What else do you want from me? All the prices come with equipment needed as well. So, if you didn't have the equipment prior, like your smithing tools, you would have had it here with this. And they will allow. They will now and may spend time to become proficient over downtime if you don't have proficiencies in this equipment. But
so the top tier allows for training in it as well?
Well, no, all of them will. It's just top tier is going to give you a mega bonus. I'll give you that much.
I'll check my personal pocketbook.
I mean,
well,
this was basically something I was.
What did you use to forge this blade? And I tapped the one that I got strapped on my back.
I used the smithy here in town. I arranged a deal where
Yeah, and that was probably a rare forge, or common, or something a little bit above common, but not too fancy.
And I didn't spend my... I still have some downtime gold I didn't spend as well when we each got 300 gold a week for the 2 weeks.
Now keep in mind, these installations, you might want to use the group fund that you've got in order to pay for them.
Yes.
I don't
have more than...
Well, I still have disbursement that I hadn't spent So I'm going to start deducting out of that. Because I still have my own pocket change. The money that was handed out to everyone. And then group fund.
Alright, so basically, do you want to take time and think about that, and I'll move on to somebody else?
I'll do the tier 3, you know.
The tier 3?
If I'm gonna be building things for people, and Oscar's gonna be figuring out enchanting.
Yeah, that sounds good. So you
Because you don't enchant a brick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now,
well, maybe a brick of heaviness, but
oh, that's really good.
Yeah, so it'll be 1,500 gold, and before we were gonna let Lucilin help make something, but not for the forge. There's nothing he can make that would benefit you, I don't think, unless it's just a rack to put the tools on, and that's not really going to help you. So there's no way to offset the cost of the forge. So straight up 1,500 for you, Fred.
I will go ahead and ask for propriety's sake. Is there a way to put, obviously if I'm going to be making weaponry, I'm going to need handle scales and sheaths made. Would it be too difficult to have a few carpenter's tools there as well if I need him to make, handles?
Yeah, I can see that happening. Maybe buy the carpenter tools, which probably won't even be that much. Maybe 10 gold or something like that.
Yeah, throw another.
Or you do know.
Well, I was gonna.
But this would also have maybe just have Lucilin have tools here to use if he wanted to help you. I don't know.
Got tools here that way he doesn't have to lug his shit back and forth.
Sure.
And I'll throw another 50 gold in for, a table and tools and maybe a vice on his table if he needs. That kind of deal.
I can work with that, yeah.
That might be a good idea to have that inside instead of laying that out and about next to the forge.
The forge is its own contained building, more or less. Unless I heard that wrong.
So we're removing.
It is a structure.
Yeah, so we're removing the shed from the garden, and we place the forge there with an adjacent building for you to work in.
The thing is, having the workshop outside the building would give him better ventilation, and also having the inside
noise.
Yeah, for do you want to hear him banging on a hammer directly underneath your bed?
Probably not.
Well, there you go. And if he wants to set up display cases in the front where the bakery's going to be, it could be a bakery / weapon armor shop / whatever else, I'm not sure your stuff is going to be sold, but would you like a bakery item with a knife and a poison inside it? I don't know. Alright.
The antidote's in the bakery. Good.
So, be careful, sir. Somehow our ingredients got mixed up, and we're not sure what went in where.
Yeah, you can get a cake and a claymore.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, for those weddings.
That cake may or may not be poisoned, then. That goes horribly wrong. Let's not do.
Now, the carpentry bench is just going to be a standard. It'll give no bonuses, so... Unless
if he was going to do any bonus crafting...
He'll have to consider bringing his stuff down or something, or I don't know.
I'm just trying to give him, at least a simple workspace. Get in a table and some carpentry tools and a vice on the table. That way he can actually, work properly. And then, later on, should the need arise, we can always, replace the table and vice and get an actual...
So the forge is going to be a tier
bench.
3 exotic, and you will get plus 10 to your smithing whenever you use it.
Plus 10?
Mm-hmm. And I will move on to somebody else if you don't mind.
I'm just gonna...
Question.
Okay, so that'd be a 26. I'm gonna go ahead and jot down a sec, yeah.
What do you want to say, Cindy?
The tier 3 kitchen that we got, or was it that just utensils?
That was just...
we just went with utensils.
Yeah, you didn't do anything super special to this kitchen yet. And also what you're doing is you're not just making a substandard kitchen. You're making a kitchen that's able to cook multiple items and store multiple items and also display multiple items. So it's not like you're getting away with whatever the kitchen had to begin with. So you have to have you have to have the special ovens, you have to have all the special stuff. So basically what I have set up for the bakery will consist of an improved cooking area, display case, seating, and a counter to handle sales. In this instance, the quality of the equipment helps encourage sales, but there will be a need for a worker to help sell baked goods while away on adventures to keep earning revenue. Same thing goes for the forge. You might want to hire help to help you run the forge when you're not able to. But we'll get to that as we kind of progress. But, you know, you're starting the business, you're going to put a couple weeks into it yourself, and then from there you might hire somebody in. Okay? Common Bakery is a makeshift table, has a cash register on top of it. The table itself is wobbly and it could fall apart at any moment. The display case is made out of some material, though to see through it, it's hard to do. And to see fully through doesn't show off the finer qualities of your baked items. The seating around the area for customers to sit at has a few wobbly chairs and a table that wiggles when leaned on. The cooking arrangements are adequate, as that seems to be where most of the money went, to make sure the cook bakes, it cooks baked goods. But this setup offers no bonuses and is very shabby, to say the least, and that's 400 gold. The rare, and I'm just going to read my descriptions because I worked hard on this. A sturdy table and a register at the front of the kitchen is also connected to a few display cases that are made out of glass and can show the goods fairly well. There's no decorative design in the tables used in the seating, but they are sturdy. The cooking area is well equipped for mass baking and capable of keeping up with sales. This here is 800 gold. And the exotic is extravagant care and meticulous etching designs on the counter leaning into the display case, and shows a great bit of work and detail going into its glamour. The glass is crystal clear, allowing merchandise to almost shine while inside its cabinets. The tables and chairs are comfortable seating with plush seating and sturdy, strong tables etched with designs of the bakery's logo. The kitchen is immaculate with the best cooking stoves and cabinets found in all of Timor or Tynat. And that's 1500, similar to the forge.
Is it okay if we go the level 3 one since it's all together or no?
I think Borden went BRB to throw a cat out the door. Or
No.
I don't know.
I didn't launch it out the door, but anyway. I came very close.
So with this here, since there is some woodworking like the tables, the chairs, I can offset the max price by maybe a couple hundred. If Lucilin, like we're going to say Lucilin was going to offer to make some of the woodworking items for you. So like this here is where we can offset the main price. So 1500, and I will allow like Lucilin to come in and make the benches, the seating, and the chairs for you, which will bring it down to about 1200.
Okay, if we go for the 1200 price? Asking Borden.
If you throw 200 at it,
Yeah,
I'll take the rest out of the group. Hey, we're all throwing in here.
Thank you very much. I'll put 200 down on it.
Alright, so what the plus or tier 3 exotic bakery will allow is an offering of a plus 10 bonus to your, not only your cooking, but like whenever we rotate the pool for how much business you're getting a week, and this will probably be the same for your smithing as well. It'll add a bonus to the overall sales for the week. There's a chart later on at the end that I'll go over that explains like what can happen throughout the week. I believe it's in the DMG as well. But now we come to a chemical lab. You got your common, rare, and exotic. It seems these prices are pretty universal, so it's pretty much the same. 400, 800, 1500. You got the common alchemist lab that you can get. It's like a shabby workbench and a cabinet of vials, and loose chemicals are installed with the possibility that the main cabinet always looks like it's about to fall face forward and spill all the chemicals on the ground. No bonuses. On the rare, you got a sturdier workbench, adequate beakers, vials, fill the lab, along with a sturdy cabinet that holds all the other equipment needed to use the lab. And then the exotic, a well-made workbench that is reinforced to deal with possible explosions, keeps a very pristine bottles, vials, beakers on its table, Makeshift Bunsen burner is kind of installed directly into the bench, making the clutter of the bench more manageable. The cabinet itself is immaculate and well designed to take blows in case of explosion and contains several useful ingredients used in alchemy. And yeah, basically 400 for common, 800 rare, 1500 exotic.
None of these came with a fume hood.
Well, it didn't say it did, but you can. It just imagine the price includes all the necessities to build it properly.
I'm just saying, I don't want to, have our wherever this goes fill up with toxic fumes.
You do
Yeah.
Okay, let's say for this instance, you know how you guys were questioning Smiles at the beginning, whenever you had her up against that wall on the far end. Basically, they could put a flue into there to where all the toxins that he might be playing with will kind of go through and pop out the side corner alley. So
yeah, that was my idea as well, to have something like that installed.
Yeah, so there'll be ventilation to keep that stuff from being stagnant.
Borden, if I throw some in of my own savings, could I take the rest of? Could I take some of the party funds then?
I mean, that's what we've all been doing, so yeah.
So
I would like the exotic bench then.
Alright, and what this will do is also offer you a plus 10 bonus to your alchemy rolls.
Poisoneer, and for my poison stuff, does that also apply?
Yeah,
Or...
yeah, poison or alchemy. I consider the poisoning all same as alchemy.
Ooh,
Okay.
question star.
Answer?
Would it be alright if the end of the exhaustion tube for the person who's not here, that's our mage, to enchant the exhaustion to have precipitation to clean the toxic air?
Why are you making this more complicated than you have to? Just assume
Save the earth!
that it comes with
Save
it.
the earth!
You're gonna need saving if we keep this up.
No, I'm just like, save the earth.
I just want to give you the basic
no.
details, and you can think of other stuff on your own. But anyway, what I did, I had Building of Dancing Lights, and this here is the current loadout. If there's any problems that you see with it, feel free to let me know. I'll fix it. Like I also said, there was a bonus to business. So basically what I did, as for the bonus, common won't offer any type, but you guys bought the good shit like I expected you to. And here's a chart for survey income. If you want to roll a D100 for every week that your business is actively selling. And if it's 1 to 10, you must cover the upkeep yourself. If you spend a week without covering these costs, your business may close down. So 1 to 10 is bad. You had to pay for it to be upkeep. But if you get 11 to 50, you cover your upkeep and make 0% of your income each day in profits. You get 51 to 60, you cover your upkeep and you make 25%. 61 to 80, you get 50%. 81 to 90, you get 100% profits, and 91 plus, you get 200% profits. And there was a chart that told me what your income would be for these places. I'll look that up later. But, for now, you're getting these built. They're not fully installed yet, but they are going to be ordered. You're dealing with the crafting district and going through their guild leaders just to figure out how to get all this stuff brought over and set up. And they're working with you, planning everything out. And, you put in the order, you pay the funds, and currently you're having the forge made with the carpentry bench. You got your bakery being put together finally. And then you also have like this display room that's being put together as well for like the armor and weapons close to the reception area. And then you got the downstairs basement leading into the alchemy lab. I could definitely see, like, if you're making potions or something, like, you might want to hire somebody to help provide potions to sell as well with the weapons and armors. Otherwise, that's just an exclusive area for you to make whatever your party needs.
Yeah, no, I was planning on doing something like that, yes.
Now, when the places finally get built, the question of hiring people who can help you out in these would definitely come up next. And for like the bakery, I would suggest maybe 2 people. For the forge, you might need 2 as well. And for the alchemy, it just kind of depends upon whether or not you want to have extra people working down there or not. At least 1 if you want to keep things going, but maybe 2 or 3. I mean, you're allowed to hire however many you want, and these people that you hire might have their own hidden bonuses. Like if they have good people skills, maybe. I'm going to work on something there. We're not hiring them this week, but we might do it next. But yeah, we got our installations figured out. We got our money figured out.
Well, interviews.
Yeah, we can do interviews. I will prepare a list next week of people who are adequate for the jobs that you need them to be part of. And hopefully, when we get all that situated, and I'll also have all your progressive standard money if you make a profit of 0%. That way you have a chart of how much you actually make throughout the week. But, any questions?
Do you
So,
think-
obviously we're not doing interviews or hiring this week.
No, I haven't had time to do this part yet. But I'll definitely
No.
put it on the bun burner in the back and cook up some ideas.
Well, sort of like how I did advertisement for the auction, I was wondering if I couldn't put a stringer out with, the guild, or maybe even the crafting district,
Absolutely.
and being like, if someone, they need extra hours and the, factory can't, they don't have a full-time spot, so to speak. Or hell, maybe there's this, a dwarven childhood friend I had who's like, hey, so I heard you're making up a smithy.
Yeah.
I'm,
I'm up for all of that. So yeah.
Father Aram could even suggest me, like, hey, yeah, no, little Tommy, he's beating metal like a champ now.
Well, hell, where's
He
Tommy
likes
at?
to swing a hammer.
Well, I'll send Tommy your way next week. How about that?
It is one of those things, like, get some feelers out. Like, if we're gonna make businesses that we can run and use, as well as for our own purposes, we might as well
Go the whole mile.
make sure we get good applicants. People we can either trust.
I like that
or
because
be sure that Riley's going to be able to beat the shit out of if they try to walk off with our stuff.
Yeah.
you better put that shit down, boy. That hammer don't belong to you.
So an extra guard might be nice then to keep.
Oh,
track of
absolutely.
all
This is that's definitely something you want to do. You have finally, like, Riley was enough because there was nothing in there really to steal at this point. I mean, there was, but not enough to, like, now you got a business and you got money that's kind of like being sourced into a certain location. So, and you guys,
And then
go
on
ahead.
the guards, we could have the armor you make. Nothing really like menacing, but like shiny, elegant.
Oh yeah, it'd be a good way to advertise your armor. too.
Uniform supplied.
Yep. There you go. So, I like all this ideals. Like, these are the things that we could kind of put numbers to and add, like, bonuses towards whatever rolls we need to make. But, for the main fixture of everything, you got the plus 10 bonus for making the actual items. But then again, this bonus will also apply to how well the shop does. So, it'll be like an instant plus 10 on top of whatever I roll. So, it's going to be hard to get that 1 to 10, unless I roll a 1, I believe.
If you roll a 1, we instant fail.
Yeah,
and make
yeah,
no
that-
money and have to pay.
Yeah. And that'll put you on an instant fail. You fail twice, you might have to close up shop unless you want to keep paying. Like, you'll have to pay for the lost business. And maybe even come up with creative ways to add a bonus on the next roll. Like advertising campaigns. So, think about that whenever you want to, like, and this here is probably more of a side money. Maybe you'll make extra money while you're just, doing your free time and whatnot. But at the same time, you got people doing stuff for you, and you're not just like idling this building with no purpose. But yeah, if everything is situated there, I hate to cut it short this week, but due to like family issues and everything, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it there for now.
Missing people, yeah.
Yeah, missing people doesn't help either. So, yeah. So, unless there's anything else we need to go over before we head out.
So the question about the ionized stone.
Mm-hmm.
You said I can store a level 1 spell, but since I'm a warlock, it's max level casting or not?
The way it seemed worded is like you can cast it at whatever your ability allows you to cast it at.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's
The other way to interpret it, as written, can store 3 levels of spells. So you might be casting it at 5th level,
but
but
then
the stone can only hold 3 levels of that 5th level.
Okay. I wanted to get that understanding first.
Alright, so here's what I'm going to say. I reserve the right to change it. Like, if I want it to only be of the level that it's cast at, it's the same level that it's allowed to be, I'll reserve the right to change that later. But for now, we'll see how it plays out, see how it works. Using Warlock's basic, have to cast it at max level. So whatever you cast it at or whatever you have, we'll see how it goes. If I feel like it's OP and it's ruining the fight, I don't think it will, but
Yeah.
but if you're like abusing level 1 spells that can deal a ton of damage 3 times in a row, then I might have to rethink that.
I kind of don't want to have it all just that.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Use your best judgment. If you don't think that's the way it should be cast, then you better think twice before you put it in there. Because if you think I'm going to start demeriting it, you should consider that in your judgment call of what you put in there.
Okay, then I'm gonna put for this night a level 4 hold person spell and a level 4 guiding bolt spell as I tune it.
Instead
Well,
of
they can only hold up to a level 3 spell, so you can only cast one of those.
No, it's a level 1 spell and then a level 2 spell. Did I misinterpret what I just heard?
No. Like, the level of spell is 2 and 1, so that equals 3. But he's a warlock, so his spells automatically cast at max level. So, warlocks.
So they'll be casting at 4th level when they're cast from the stone, because it's as if the warlock cast it. It's just basically the stone is holding the spell name.
Mm-hmm. I mean, warlocks only get 2 spell slots, but the reason being is that they can cast it at max level. It's supposed to be like the counterbalance. So yeah, warlocks are fucking cheap. I hate them. I don't like them. I might get rid of them in my next campaign. Who knows? They just don't make sense.
They're interesting, but they're just limited in their spell count.
No, they got invocations and cantrips that get overpowered and overused.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, they're about their abilities more than the actual spells they can cast.
Oh no, sorry. We have time for an object lesson.
What do we got?
We have time for an object lesson.
Sure, why not?
The Come to Jesus meeting I'd mentioned.
Yes, by all means.
Okay. So, unfortunately, Zareth, I'm not gonna require your presence here for this little meeting. This is something that'd rather be done in private.
Okay. I'll drop up to the other channel then. Just.
Oh, you can be here.
He's
like you don't need to take place in the conversation.
Yeah, you're not going to be here in character. Like they're still playing, all right? We're still playing. So yeah, we're gonna keep going for a few bits. So this was Borden just asking you, or telling you this much.
And Cindy, we're gonna go to the kitchen.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to show you something, and then make a comparison, and I want you to do your best to understand, alright?
Okay.
I'm going to grab a smallish cup, a mug, perhaps. And then over the top of this mug, I'm going to be holding a pan. I'm going to crack an egg into the pan, get all the shell out, and dump the egg into the mug.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna like this. This is reasonable, is it not? You know, it's got just enough room for the egg, right?
Yes, it does.
I'm then going to grab 5 eggs and attempt to do the same thing. Obviously, they don't all fit. I understand that you have some powerful spells, but we do need to work on our damage mitigation, shall we say. You got better about the whole fly cloak thingamajiggy, whatever the hell that was.
Yes.
But these big, massive, draining consumption, I don't know if the name has ever been bandied about between us. But when you cast that in the fight with those assassins on the rooftops, there could have been people in those houses. And I don't think those people would have done as well as the assassins did, surviving.
Yes, I was under the influence. I am sorry.
I just don't want to see any, broken eggs that don't need to be cooked. Because if you end up, committing a crime in the attempt of stopping another, we still have to deal with the crime that was committed. Fair enough?
I understand.
No, I applaud your enthusiasm, but we do need to keep an eye on our surroundings.
Perfectly understandable. See, Cindy just put on a nice, serious face. Total understanding.
All right.
Yeah. Nothing against you, just like, let's dial it back down, and not put innocence at risk. That's out of character, just like,
Yeah.
we really do need to watch that, because we've been pretty damn lucky with some of these AoEs.
Now, with this new conversation piece, since warlocks are only allowed to change their spells at a level up, if there's any spells you need to change that have the AoE ability, that could endanger, innocence.
I mean, they don't need to be changed, we just
Or-
need to watch where we cast them.
I'm just offering the choice. Like, if you feel like you just need to just change them up, I'll offer you the choice to be able to do that. But otherwise, you can keep your spell. It's just be more smart about where you cast things, is where he's coming from.
Yeah, I understand. I'm trying to keep it into a relatively just fire
Mm-hmm.
since story-wise.
Yep. But with that there, anything else? Or did you finish your conversation?
I'll go
mean-
ahead and
The stupid broken egg example was just more, amusing to me instead of trying to,
Right.
throw one rock at another rock and then throw a bunch of rocks.
Oh,
It's
well,
more fitting
it
in
was
this
nice.
culinary.
yeah. And with all the broken eggs, I'll try to make some food for everyone.
yeah. This is you. This is your AoE or drugs.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Here we go.
There you go.
Good.
You get all the shells
Oh, yeah.
out. You're good. Actually, I think you just stack them, right? At any rate, for the most part, you guys have been coming to some good money, coming to some good luck finally. The winter month is kind of representing itself now as a soft snowstorm kind of breezed into the city. There's some snow starting to billow outside. You can hear every so often like people trying to clean off the streets before it gets too piled up. But eventually, one night it just gets a little too high. But during that night, Sydney, make me a wisdom saving throw. Your sleep becomes somewhat traumatized and disturbed. I believe there was some nightmares we were dealing with, wasn't there? Am I recalling that correctly? Because I remember...
I believe it was for someone else.
Anyway, it takes you a while to get to sleep this night. But eventually you find yourself in a dream-like state. The light is bright, but you can't see anything. It's just bright, beaming light, and you kind of look past it, and you can hear a voice. Daughter of the light, why is there fire in your heart? You
From my father. Hard to control.
Fearing these people. People that you swear to protect. You must be careful, for a fire unquenched, unwatched, will burn everything around it. If you wish to continue to carry my light, be safe with the people that you are trying to save.
I understand.
And pretty much, your patron whisks you away, with no visage of her this time. You're just graced by the light itself, and then you kind of wake up in the middle of the night, still late, but the new thoughts and awareness that, yes, I need to make sure I don't kill innocent people in city, gets more, announced because of her little say as well. So, you're getting the talk from both ends, I'm afraid. But yeah.
I didn't know that there was going to be a dream sequence, and we're like, I'm just gonna let your God handle.
The subconscious came through, like, it's like, maybe they were hearing Borden explain it to you, and, Kazi and Illumina, they talk. So, so she decided to interject herself into your sleep and say, hey, be a good girl, okay? I mean, she wasn't mad at you or anything, but she realizes the same thing as what you've already been, you already know. As for everybody else, like, if you would have beat the wisdom save, I wouldn't have gone through with it. But, you were susceptible to her trying to teach you something, I guess.
The short, long-winded one doesn't always speak out of his ass.
Yeah. But, the next morning you guys will wake up to about 2 feet of snow outside. It is cold, and that is where we will pick up next week. With hopefully everybody...
The wyvern egg.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that wyvern egg, see what's going on with that. And then maybe...
if it's cold, I'm going to be like, extra blanket.
Extra blanket, keep it by the stove. Like, you're bringing in extra firewood. But yeah, you guys are keeping a good... keeping this place warm. Next week, we'll probably work with hiring people into these roles that you have developed, so we'll look forward to that. Also join us Wednesday as we hopefully get back. I believe we made it back, but that's where we stopped. So we'll probably be doing the same thing on Wednesday, getting our fight pit together, and then figuring out where our new players...
Yeah, our new people have no clue about the fight pit.
Yeah, and we got these 3
they
bandits
just know we have 3 rough-looking dudes
who have been following you around since before the Arcana, and then we'll come back next week Sunday and finish up what we got to do here. Wednesday, 7 p.m., where that's our nighttime campaign. Join us 12 p.m. on Sundays, where we continue our trip to Timor. Anything else, guys?
Oh yeah, how many tomb slots can you have in total again?
3.
Okay.
Yep, so choose wisely. And with that, you guys can say farewell to Twitch.
Bye, Twitch. Bye, Archive.
Bye, everybody.
Night, guys.
And with that, do you hear that annoying calling over there that's just like a bunch of keyboard keys going down? Or is that the key?
Sorry, I shouldn't do that. I'm sorry. I made a
This is the second time.
Illumina hates you now.
I know, I'm sorry. Like, I realized halfway through.
Anyway,
noise sound.
do you hear the calling? Click, click, bye.